Louis Rossman and iFixit here, making it legal for you to fix your own damn stuff. We passed a bill in New York but the governor hasn't signed it yet. AMA. Who we are. Quayans. Kyle Wiens, founder of iFixit, the free repair guide for everything. Rossman. Louis Rossman, angry man on the internet. Clinton the cat. We're here to talk about your right to repair everything you own. Gadgets are increasingly locked down and hard to fix, but it doesn't have to be that way. Big money lobbyists have been taking away our freedoms, and it's time to fight back. We should have the right to fix our stuff. Right to repair laws can make that happen. We've been working for years on this, and this year the New York legislature overwhelmingly passed our electronics repair bill, 147-2. But if Governor Hochul doesn't sign it by December 31, we have to start all over. Consumer Reports is calling for the governor to pass it. Let's get it done. We need your help. Tweet at @Gov Kathy Hochul and ask her to sign the right to repair bill. Bonus points if you include a photo of yourself or something broken. Here's a handy non-Twitter petition if you're in New York. Link if you're not. Get involved. Follow us on YouTube, iFixit and Rossman Group. And consider joining repair.org. Let's also talk about copyright in Section 1201 of the DMCA and why it sucks. Microsoldering electronics repair tips tools. Can 100 tiny ducks fix a horse-sized duck or anything else you want to chat about? My proof. Twitter. If you'd rather watch batteries blow up instead of reading this, we are happy to oblige. How do you think Europe forcing Apple to adopt USB-C will actually work out for consumers? I think it's a net win across the board. The amount of e-waste generated by specialty proprietary chargers is just crazy. And the latest rumor is that the connection will support faster speeds, so it should be a nice upgrade at the same time. That said, right to repair is about enabling repair, not mandating technology choices. While I personally like the idea of standard chargers, I also love headphone jacks. We have not proposed requiring headphone jacks in all smartphones, as much as I would personally be thrilled to rid the world of the scourge of glued-in batteries in wireless earbuds. At iFixit, we think that products can and should be designed to be easier to repair. We score gadgets from 1 to 10 on how easy they are to fix, and we work directly with manufacturers to help them design easier-to-fix products. Microsoft, for example, has made huge strides with the Surface Pro 9 to improve repairability. It now has accessible external storage, amazing, and a user-replaceable battery, once you remove the screen. This hasn't gotten enough coverage, but Apple actually completely redesigned the iPhone 14 to make it easier to fix. It now opens from the front and the back, radically lowering the cost for back glass repairs. This is a win for the environment, for repair shops, and for iPhone owners. The iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max do not have this improvement. Stick to the base model for now. I like fixing stuff myself and make purchasing choices, insofar as possible, based on repairability and longevity. Do you think having a certified repairable system to independently review products and certify them as being made to be repaired would make a difference? It might be another path to getting companies to design with this in mind. Do you think something like this would work, and would it be a good idea? Yes, absolutely. iFixit has been scoring gadgets for repairability for a long time now. Here are some handy pages. Tablets, smartphones, laptops. In addition, the French government has a new scoring system that we helped them develop for smartphones, washing machines, laptops, and more. That system is massively successful, and is inspiring an upcoming EU-wide repair labeling scheme. You can see the French system in action with a label on pages like this. Link. What are some common misconceptions of right to repair? The amount of fear, uncertainty, and doubt spread by the manufacturer lobbyists trying to stop us is just unreal. Take a look at these AstroTurfan pages and tell me what your favorite bad faith arguments are. Link. My favorite was this stalker ad the auto OEMs ran during the Massachusetts ballot initiative. If you let a local mechanic fix your car, they will follow you to your house. It looks like the video is private now. Can anyone find it? Link. How do you see the trend of car parts being custom-made for specific VIN numbers developing? Do you think people will just take this lying down? How do you see the trend of car parts being custom-made for specific VIN numbers developing? Do you think people will just take this laying down? I am not a car mechanic, so I am somewhat clueless here. However, if I were to speculate, I do not think people will accept this with cars. The freedom is grandfathered in. Think about it. MacBook, Mac Pro, you can install software from everywhere. iPhone, you can only install apps from App Store. PC, you can install any OS. Samsung Android phone, you can't even unlock the bootloader to install a ROM of your choice. With new technological paradigms, you reset people's expectations, and condition them to accept having less freedom. I think this is happening with the transition from ICE to electric vehicles. I think people will be less accepting of this with ICE cars because we've enjoyed 100 years of freedom there, but with electric cars they may be able to be fooled into accepting it. The tragedy here will be people blaming electric cars for these freedom-limiting restrictions, as if electric cars are innately less freedom-respecting when in reality, this is 100% the decisions of the companies producing the products, and not restrictions inherent to EV technology. Hey Louis, how are you adjusting to not being a New Yorker anymore? Hey Louis, how are you adjusting to not being a New Yorker anymore? I love it. No more threatening to destroy my livelihood over a technicality, no more broken glass and trash everywhere, no more normalizing of businesses getting destroyed, no more culture of lying being okay for real estate businesses while fining me for things I have a written record showing I never did wrong. The fact that the legislature could vote 147-2 on this bill, only for it to sit on the governor's desk for 5 months collecting dust, says everything. I'm out. I'm done. And I love it here. I have great neighbors. While Texas has its issues, I'll take the issues of Texas over the issues of New York any day. Obviously I'm biased since they just got done with a year and a half of trying to bankrupt me lol. What are some things that people are currently not able to fix themselves due to restrictions? If you have an A1990 MacBook Pro that stops charging because of a bad CD3217 chip or bad ISL9240 chip, you cannot buy these items from Texas Instruments or Intersil. You can't buy them from their distributors either. Publicly, they will say they're not allowed to make them available to us. This leaves you with two choices. A. Find another device with that part, chip. Buy it, rip it apart, and take the part from it. In this case, an iPhone XR charging case. I buy a $169 battery case. I rip the chip I need out of it, and I throw the rest away. A total waste. Just to get one chip. Not only does this increase the amount of time necessary to do the repair, it's very wasteful. Also, since it uses the ISL9240 chip, it's infamous for dying for no reason, as can be seen in this recall program for it. B. Deal with the Nicolas Cage Lord of War-like supply chain of people who find these chips through less than normal means and buy from them. Further, the schematics and documentation that used to be made available to all so that we can troubleshoot the devices perform these repairs are not even made available to licensed, professional, or authorized repair shops. Apple will often tell customers $1,000 to $1,500 for this repair, but to add insult to injury, that they will not recover any of the customer's data. This is a less than ideal situation when they not only block us from being able to do our job, but they won't do it themselves. There are many similar situations across the industry, across devices that follow the same thread. What is it like carrying the world of making repairs on your shoulders? I swear without the work you've done, we would all be suffering much more from the planned obsolescence stuff than we are today. What is it like carrying the world of making repairs on your shoulders? That's too much credit. I fix stuff. I record myself fixing stuff. I talk about it on the internet and occasionally I visit a legislature. Now I look over advocacy groups that I provide funding to provide education, do the advocacy work for us, and manage lobbyists from an eagle eye view. The people who have the world on their shoulders are the people doing brain surgery, dodging rockets in Ukraine, rescuing people from burning buildings. I'm just a normal dude, with a normal job, who happened to hit the YouTube lottery recording himself doing it. I try to make my YouTube channel as transparent as possible about who I am. I'm not a hero, a great activist, or even a good person. I'm a piece of shit who just so happens to fix things and show others how to do it. You don't have to be special to do what I do, and many other people could do a much better job of doing what I do, both with activism, repair tutorials, running a repair business, or performing the repairs themselves. And I encourage them to do so and help us all move the ball forward. If People think I'm special, they'll be discouraged, to try and take part in what we're doing themselves. If they realize that not only am I just like them, but probably worse than them, they're more likely to believe they can actually do something. More importantly than the fact that not idolizing me means a greater likelihood of people getting involved, it just so happens to be the truth. I'm not that great a dude. Hi. Do you think that Valve opening up the Steam Deck and allowing repairs, upgrades will help? Considering that Valve is arguably one of the largest video game platforms in the world? How has working with Valve been? Valve has been really great to work with. I love my Steam Deck. The more examples that we can get out there of companies doing the right thing, the better. Valve is leading the way with repairable hardware, service parts, and repair information. I think it's just fantastic. As somebody generally opposed to measures like DMCA, but not particularly well informed enough about it, I'm definitely keen to hear your thoughts on it. So why does it suck? The DMCA in and of itself is not the worst thing in the world. To my knowledge, and I'm not a lawyer, without it a platform would be liable for when someone uploads copyrighted works, rather than the person uploading the copyrighted work. The issue is Section 1201, which makes it illegal to break digital locks for any reason. If I buy something with a digital lock that keeps me from being able to replace a part and perform a repair, I should be able to come up with a way to break the lock on my personal property, and share how I did it with the world. How come Mr. Clinton gets a shout-out but Oreo doesn't? Oreo doesn't clean his ass, Mr. Clinton does. If Oreo wants a shout-out, he can stop pooping outside the litter box, and learn how to clean his ass. When we posted a bunch of ventilator repair manuals and other medical device information during the pandemic, the F successfully helped us fight a takedown notice from medical device manufacturer Steris. A lawyer reached out to me about a video I did with a schematic in it. The specific area of complaint was where I pointed out the 0-ohm resistor that acts as a fuse on the 3.3V line powering the trackpad, the keyboard. I suggested they file a DMCA claim if they wanted it taken down. If I obeyed their request, there'd be no evidence that it was done under duress. Whereby, with a DMCA claim, there is a record of who is requesting it, and what they take objection to. I wanted Apple to go on the record saying that what made them upset is me showing the location of a fuse. In your opinion, how should companies best strike a balance between creating sleek and aesthetically pleasing products while also making them repairable? Do you believe these are exclusive categories? I'm not even asking them for that. There is a minor misconception that right to repair is about asking manufacturers to design everything like a 1960s to 1980s product, to make it as easy as possible to repair. I went over that in this old video. If you want to adhese the LCD to the bezel rather than have a screen held in by screws, fine. I hate doing this repair, Milan hates doing this link, but we'll do it. The problem isn't even so much that everything is adhesed together, although we prefer this not be the case. The problem is that we can't get access to anything to begin with. I want to be able to buy an LP133WP1TJAA without going through some crazy Lord of War like supply chain, not knowing what I am getting until I wire $70,000 to a group of random people who claim to be ex-LG panel brokers.